Sevgili katılımcılarımız, Global HR Summit 2022'de yine ilgiyle beklenen çok önemli iki konuğumuz var. Davide Riboni ve Marco Vignali. Riboni, İtalya, Polonya, Fransa, Brezilya, Hindistan, Rusya ve Türkiye'de 20 yılı aşkın süredir İK sektöründe çalışan duayen bir isim. Kendisini İtalyan kökenli bir dünya vatandaşı olarak tanımlıyor Davide Riboni ve kendisi gibi globalde uzun yıllar başarılı işlere imza atmış Sacmi Grup Türkiye Genel Müdürü Marco Vignali ile insan kaynakları yönetiminde dünya nereye evriliyor, geleceğin çalışma dünyası nasıl olacak ve yeni liderler nasıl olmalı gibi sorulara dair görüşlerini aktaracaklar. Kendilerini davet ediyoruz alkışlarla. Welcome. Thank you for joining us, being us, and stage is yours. Thank you. Thanks so much.
Ciao Marco.
Davide.
So, welcome.
Welcome.
So, you know why we are here, right?
We should discuss something about leadership, right?
First of all, we need to understand if we are qualified.
If we are leaders, which is a big question. I really don't know it. You should ask my people about it.
So, what is for you leadership?
Such a question. It's so hard to define, Davide. I wonder, and I ask myself every day, how can I be a better leader? What do I have to do to be a leader? I think that, we discuss a lot, even when we drink a beer on my terrace, about these kind of topics. Once you told me something very interesting. If I am able to take one person from a point to another point, and to motivate this person to do it, well, I am a leader.
I fully agree.
Also
I
because
think I told you.
Yeah, because you told me, that's why. But at the end of the day, what are we? We are motivators. We are problem solvers. We are people that has to help the others to grow. Maybe there are some people that do not necessarily want to grow, but at the end of the day, we are also psychiatrists. We need to understand the needs of our people. We need to be close to them, to their personal problems sometimes. I always say, I'm good if when you come to me with a problem, then you go that your problem is solved. Sometimes you go to your boss, you go one problem, you come back, you have three, right?
So,
What is a leader? Is somebody at the end of the day is able to motivate, to solve problems, and to make you grow in a way or in another.
I try to say, let's say, to fix a bit your thought that is absolutely valuable, that is related to the time management. No, whenever the people come to us, to a leader, so I'm not consider myself a leader, so I'm a good people that try to do the correct things in the right moment. I think that is what is important whenever you say you need to keep this kind of approach and attitude in, let's say, take away the problem from the person that he came to you is to be present in the body and in the mind in that moment. Sometimes, let's say it happened to me in the past, I don't know if it's the same for you, whenever we talk to because we have boss as well, no? I think.
Of course.
No? So sometimes it happens that whenever you discuss with a big boss or a big leader, is not taking seriously care about what you are saying. So I think that in terms of time management is extremely important to give the correct feelings that you are taking care about what they are saying.
Oh, this is very true. This is very true. Sometimes you don't feel motivated because you think the person in front of yours doesn't want really to be there. He wants to be somewhere else. And I do understand how they may feel. The point that I ask about, am I like this? What should I expect from a leader? What should I expect from my boss? Am I able to give this to my people? These are very basic reasonings, but, you know, it's so difficult to put in practice at the end of the day.
Regarding what you were saying in the beginning, not talking about our drink at your terrace, there was another couple of points that, if you allow me to share with you and with all the people that they are listening to us, that is not it's not only important to take someone. So to me, no, if I need to draw the the frame of leadership, it's absolutely true that you need to be able to take the team, the individual from one point to another point. No, that is it name improvement. Then this improvement to be, let's say, recognized as a skill of leadership need to be measurable. Cannot be, let's say, intangible. Okay? And the last, I think, for me, for define the frame, the last important point is that the other need to recognize your leadership. No, you cannot, let's say, you cannot be yourself. No, I have seen many times in the past that, let's say, people they were asking, no, to, let's say, please tell to the other that I'm the boss. Tell to the other that I'm
Make
the
me a
leader.
manager. We listen to this, make me a manager every
Yeah,
day,
let's
right?
say this is something that is the approach that I don't like. It's the approach that it happened, no, because I met many people like that. So I think that the leadership come from an action bottom up.
I totally agree with this. And I tell you, this is the whole point. People should recognize that you cannot appoint yourself as a leader and nobody can appoint you as a leader. People will recognize that you will understand you are their leader when they will be willing to follow you. For me, there are a few points. Guys, I'm a dinosaur, I said before, but I understand, I recognize I'm a dinosaur. But be example is the only key to be followed. I mean, we cannot set rules if we are not the first one following the rules. We cannot expect something from others if we are not doing it first. And they need to recognize that we are special in something. We have something special. Either we are special in recognizing their talents, or we are special in doing our particular job, or we are hard workers. We put our blood on the company. We are there so many hours. We listen to them. This is what makes you, in my opinion, a leader, because this is what I'm looking for when I recognize a leader from my boss.
Okay, so you know that we are, so the business that we are doing, no, the core business of our
Well,
group.
I think I'm a customer of yours. I think I know it.
Okay, so let's say if I'm coming to you asking, Marco, what I need to, let's say, what is important, let's say, as a key skill, key element for a person that need to work with you. No, I mean, if we agree on the frame of leadership, no, which are the key factors that are the key drivers for you, no, for helping me to identify the correct key people for your company, okay?
Well, whatever we say seems to be rhetoric, because at the end of the day, we say things that are so easy to say, so true. I'm looking in my people loyalty. I mean, being followed because you are the boss is not loyalty. I'm thinking stupidity. Because if I say something that is not correct, if I ask to do something that is not the right way to do that, I really cherish. One of my person comes to me and says, you know what? We may do it because at the end of the day, you take the decision. I don't think this is the right approach. I don't think this is the right way. So having a little bit of understanding and intelligence to be able to be himself and to be loyal to the organization, for me, is very, very important.
So we can say company with zero yes men.
I don't like yes men, of course.
I agree.
We all say we don't like yes men. At the end of the day, we recognize we are surrounded by yes men. This is a matter of fact.
Yeah,
That's
but
I
let's
think
say
is role for. But you know,
can-
I really don't like yes men.
We can say in another way that, okay, Brown also, that is in English the correct definition of the correct slang of the yes man. We can say that we, as a leader, you would like to incentivize the different opinion of the leader itself, right? So, I mean, I like when someone in my team is say, okay, boss, I don't like what you are saying, no, or I don't agree. So, and I incentivizing this approach because for the sake of the company, for the sake of our business, for the sake of our client, for let's say, for the business itself, cannot be the leader one show man, right?
No, I think I was telling to you before, many times we talk about this. I think Istanbul is the most beautiful city in the world because it's a melting pot of different culture, of varieties,
True.
of diversity, of whatever. You can find anything here. I'm crazy for jazz because jazz is the music of the differences. And I think that in the success of an organization, we need to get different viewpoints and put it together. We need to take whatever it comes from other parts, being able to recognize where the talents are and accepting also that our own idea may not be the good one for that. Being able to be humble enough to say, okay, I was wrong. Or, okay, this is not the best way to do this kind of stuff. I think this is fundamental. Of course, we say things that are very rhetoric. Everybody can say that. True. Are we able to put it in practice? Because at the end of the day, then, at last, because this is why I said loyalty. Because sometimes our organization, to mine, I know, I'm sure also to yours, give us way to follow, instruction, regulation, that we may not fully agree with. But if we are loyal to the organization, although we express our viewpoints, then we do our best because this decision will be successful, right? So what I expect from my person, for the people I'm working with, is to be super willing to say their own idea and not to say yes. But at the end of the day, when all together we are going to take a decision, even if you don't like this decision, do your best to succeed.
So it's important at the end, again, to a key factor I think that is important how the leader is able how is able to make feel the people. No, let's say if I can put my people in, let's say, comfortable in expressing what they think, I'm let's say I'm successful. No, it's correct. This is?
I totally think so, and it's not easy, especially for us that we are foreigners in another country, because the language barrier, it's a big barrier. You know, I recognize this from very first day, and all the countries I travel in more than one country.
So, but you, let's say, do you agree with me that Turkey is a country where, let's say, I have been in Russia, that now is not a good,
no, not a good place to be at the moment.
But okay, but I worked there for 3 years, and there it was clear that the boss or the leader or whatever is at the top of the organization need to instruct. So you need to give order, and then the other need to execute. Okay, I don't like at all. And let's say, but here in Turkey, I have let's say, with the different culture, different habits, it's much more similar with let's say our Italian culture. So it's possible to build up a safe environment where the people they can express. So I think that this is the key, one of the key factors, irrespective of digitalization, new technology, artificial intelligence. So the organization they will be based on this. So we need, let's say, the component of the human capital is a key factor, irrespective how you can approach. So I still remember when I did my first application for my first job. No, I sent a fax. I say, when a millennial or I say, did you know what is a fax? Fax what? So now there is application. There's let's say
apps.
There are a lot exactly things that let's say talking about Jurassic era, no, that you mentioned before. So I think irrespective of the way that we the sourcing that we find the talent. So the key word is the talent. How I can help a new, let's say, a newcomer, young or not so young, doesn't matter, for express at the best capability himself or herself. So I think that creating this comfort zone. Let's say zone, or let's say this zone that he can be able or she can be able also to fail. No, okay. Let's say now let's say too much. So at least I have many examples in my company. We are focused on growing profit, revenue that are fine, of course, because otherwise my CEO can kill me from Italy directly to here. No, but I think that is let's say. It need to be a sustainable growth. So, and in terms of, let's say, how I can help a young, let's say, talent coming to my company, I need to let him or her to grow, making his own experience and helping him or her to understand that the failure is a part of the process, is part of the work. Why I'm saying that? Sorry, because then I was thinking about how, from your point of view, a leader can, or must to manage a crisis period. So we are just try to come out from pandemic of COVID and so on. Is giving us, let's say, a lot of problems that we manage. So how, for example, in Sacmi, you managed these 2 years of unbelievable crisis, unbelievable situation. So not only, I don't care, Marco, about revenue, profit, adjusted EBITDA. So I'm curious about how did you take care about your team, your people?
You know, this is the point, Davide. You got the point. I think that the more we go ahead with this artificial intelligence, with this type of technology, and whatever is growing a lot, the less will be have the need of managers that can read fine balance sheets. They can make calculation on EBITDA. They can start marketing strategy. Okay, for all of these, it's good. But we're gonna have computers, machine that will be able to do it better than us. What we really need to be able to is to read the people in front of us. I always discuss this. I recently had a training in Bocconi, a very important university in Italy, and we had 6 months training. We discussed about all subjects. I never met a psychiatrist. And I think what we need as managers at the moment is more to be trained in psychiatry more than anything else. More to be trained in understand the people, understand the need of the one we have in front. For instance, not all of them wants to grow. Okay, the best things we want is to take one person to one point, to another point, and to grow professionally, eventually to become a manager itself, eventually even to become my boss. This would be my dream. But there are people that, honestly, they won't have their own life. They are very close to their lifestyle. So understanding who is the person I can invest, who is the other person I need to keep him for this position. We talk always about the football team. Yes, it's true. It's the easiest example we can take for a manager. When you manage a football team, again, you don't need people that scores only. You need defenders, you need midfielders, you need people that does their own job in a proper way. How can I make these people happy? How can I make my people motivated and be happy to go to the work and say, oh, you know what? I really want to work today. Because I do it. I think when I go to work in the morning, I'm super happy.
I think that is the word in English is engagement.
Yes.
No, let's say how to engage
Better
the
than
people is a key factor for the HR sector. So, and this is also a key factor for a company like us, and much more during the pandemic when the distance, let's say, when everything became virtual. So. What was the real problem was I tried to jump in the shoes of my colleagues. So say I'm at home. No, there is someone that is measuring what I'm doing. There is someone that is understanding what I'm doing. So because it's not just, okay, if you are at home, you can perform like at the office. So this is will be the new normal that we need to discuss about flexibility, smart working, working remotely. I think that the logic is to change the mentality. So what I can suggest, let's say, that is my personal point of view. So we need to move out from the logic of, let's say, of I pay you because I see you at the work. No, I'm, let's say, evaluated. So my performance are evaluated for my result. So if I work 24 hours, or if I work 12 hours, or if I work 6 hours, it doesn't matter, no? Okay, so we need to, first of all, change all the managers. This is a suggestion to all HR managers. Fire the CEO, fire everyone that doesn't think that is, they don't think that it is not possible, let's say, to have a different logic on the business. So we can move and have already, an approach that we are judged for the performance. We are paid according with the performance, and doesn't matter where I'm working. No, let's say I can work even in the park. Let's say you have a baby girl, 1 month old. So you can work at home. You can have a correct balance from your private life and business life. But the mentality cannot be, if I control you, it means that I can pay you if I control you. it doesn't make
No,
any sense now.
the big challenge, David,
where
is
we
to be
are.
structured for this. The big challenge for us is to be structured for this because we need to change completely the approach. The rules
The approach and the mentality.
and the mentality, the rules are completely different. How to evaluate our people is the key. So again, to give, to pay people, and to give in terms of task rather in terms of times. Are the company structure for that? I have to be very sincere and admit my structure is not. At the moment, I'm not
Because
ready.
you are not consulting us for that.
No, yes, and because I'm a dinosaur, as I said. But let's say that the organization we have at the moment, I have to admit, is not super efficient in giving task and evaluate people on task. We are working on it very much. All group is working on it very much. We are not ready yet. We're going to be ready in a short, but at the moment we are not. We have to go to that direction. We need to change completely our mentality, but that is another task that we should take more than.
Yeah, we don't have time
we have
here.
no time. I think we have no time to discuss it.
So, what we can say more? So I have a lot of things to do, to ask about the new technology, about, let's say, you know what? Did you work in US, right? No, in Libya?
In Libya, no, in US, I went many times for work. I didn't work there permanently, but yes, I know the country
Okay,
quite
if
well.
you can draw the perfect candidate, let's say in terms of education, from which part approach, that, because you know, let's say we need to tell to everyone now, because the Italians are famous all around the world, because at least in the business, I mean, of course, because we are able to have I don't know how, but to be absolutely diplomatic and to find a compromise and put together, to put, let's say, everybody one from Japan, one from Germany, one from another part of the world, and then to find a common balance and about all the people. This is true or not?
Well, I think so. I think that we are very good in problem solving. We are very good in finding a solution for every single
Because we are
situation.
creative.
Because we are creative, of course. In terms of the education, the finest, the best way to recruit people, the best, person to recruit. Well, I want to use an example from the music. In the music, we say all the time, study the technique at the best, at the most, and then when you go on the stage to play, forget about it. So I personally think that education is super important. And of course, if you come out for a brand, I call them brand, the big university for me are just brand because maybe, but if you come out with a huge curriculum, it's super good. But then at the end of the day, the following day, you have to forget all about it. And you have to start to be really curious and start to get lots of experience looking what the others want to do and try to learn from others. That is the key. We don't need people with huge curriculum and no sense of what they are doing. No
So
practice.
let me use a phrase that a manager, important manager in Ferrari, that you, let's say, because he's
My neighbor.
part of our, let's say, region. We coming from the same region in Italy. He will say, Riboni, I don't care about the education, the curriculum. What we do in Ferrari, we do just here. So they will learn. So what we need is curiosity and capability.
In the heart.
To be, let's say, to understand, to learn, to grow with us.
I don't want to diminish the
This is,
study.
I mean, let's say, because Ferrari, I'm using let's say, one of the most famous example, but let's say it's always what it happen regularly when I meet a new client, new partner, they say, but we are so specific, we are not demanding, they try to underline that what they do, what they are looking for is so I need to do something tailor-made, that is at the end is absolutely true, but is again, is an approach, what we were discussing even before. What is important in, let's say, in the HR also is engage the people. Engaging the people is not only understanding the employer, how he is, but also the candidate, because it's a kind of marriage, So we need to share correct information for helping each other to understand if they are matching or not. So the logic of Ferrari is correct. So They need to understand what we do here.
I
Doesn't
like to
matter.
use this expression. Maybe you like it as well. I don't look at capabilities. I look at qualities. Capabilities you can get in life. Qualities, either you have it or you don't have it.
Is what my coach in football was saying always. You have a lot of quality, but not capability. So
I think that we reached the end of the discussion. What do you think?
they are waiting for us to leave.
Yes.
They want to close.
Thank you so much. Thank you for joining our summit. And it's pleasure for us listening you and learning from you about leadership. Thank you.
Thank you
We say
for
thank you.
inviting us.
Thank you so much.